Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? A gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Thursday, August 15th, and it is 3:47 in the a.m. And I just got finished really, I don't want to say speaking my heart on a bunch of things, and they're posted on my Facebook and my YouTube channel if you care to check them out. The YouTube channel should have about 2,500 videos, if not more. So, if you want to hear me expound and expand on things, check out the YouTube channel. But I am reading just for today, and it just kind of piggybacked on one of my earlier recordings, and I want to talk about it. Of course I do. It says overtime, not overnight. And before I get into the opening statement, what I'm going to talk about is the opening statement. I want to say, for those of you who are just tuning in or just stumbled across one of my videos, I read recovery readings before I get into my devotional because I work in the field of recovery. My profession is a substance abuse counselor. And it's been some hard days this past couple of months. I mean, some really hard days. I just go home exhausted from some of the things I have to process and help people work through. The opiate crisis is real, y'all. And if you don't believe me, I think you need to spend a day volunteering or doing some work at an opiate treatment center, so you can see some of the things firsthand. Let me get into just for today. Overtime, not overnight. The opening statement is, we found that we do not recover physically, mentally, or spiritually overnight. Then it goes on to say, have you ever approached a recovery celebration with the feeling that you should be further along in your recovery than you are? Maybe you have listened to a newcomer sharing in a meeting. Members with much less clean time and thought. I want you to really think about that maybe I really shouldn't be here. And first ask yourself, well, where is here? And where would you like to go? Then build on that thought. Is where I want to go or where I see myself within the will of God? And how do you know the will of God? See, there's always a question behind the question. But I'm going to go back to the opening statement now. We found that we do not recover physically, mentally, or spiritually overnight. That is a reality. We don't heal overnight. Now, it may look different after 24 hours have gone by. Things may look different. But then we start to ask the questions. What is it that I've done to make this thing look different? Okay. Now I'm going to pose the question, because this reading started off with a question. Have you ever asked yourselves why you find yourself in repeated patterns of behavior? I need to figure out why I keep doing this. Now I'm going to give you a partial answer, but the rest of the work is yours to do. The partial answer is because you have not done the self-work. You have not yielded. I talked about this yesterday. There's something about giving God complete control that you buck against. So you keep repeating the behavior. You know, how is that working for you? Let me say the statement again. You keep repeating this same behavior. That's why I posed the question. How is that working for you? I want it to be obvious. And, you know, the folks in recovery will tell you insanity is repeating the same things over and over again, expecting different results. You know, and I oftentimes use the analogy, you know, we live our lives like we're juggling chainsaws or bowling balls. Now, if you think about a juggler, there's a focal point. But, you know, we got these objects that are heavy or dangerous. What happens when we lose sight of the focal point? Or you get tired. How do you let go of these things that are dangerous? See, when we get tired, we let up on the disciplines and let things fall. Okay, but when we lose sight of the focal point, we're at risk for losing a limb or getting a concussion. Now, you can only keep these things up in the air for so long. And then human error takes place. So, that's why it's important to let God be God in your life. And that's why it's important to know that you can't, but God can. And that's why it's important to know God. You know, we'll sit in church all day long. What a mighty God we serve. But then we don't trust Him to be mighty. Or we don't know the character of God. So we can't give the full worship experience. Because that little hyper-vigilant control freak in the back of our minds is like, no, you got to check that out. No, you know, God is not people. You know, people will let you down. People will disappoint you. And we base our experiences with people on how God is going to respond to us. Let go of all that. You know, faith is what? Read Hebrews 11:1 and understand that faith is just trusting. That's the only action that it requires. We don't have to see how it's made. We don't even have to see that it's there. We just need to trust God. There you have it. Over time, not overnight.